I want to talk about exchange rates for a second. China's obviously an issue with exchange rates. Japan's an issue with exchange rates. You may not be aware, a lot of countries criticize the US for our exchange rate behavior. Why? Well, the dollar, as was said, is the global currency. Everybody has to think about the value of their currency versus the dollar. The exchange rate is just a price. It's just a price of one currency in terms of another. Instead of the price of bananas in terms of dollars, it's the price of renminbi, Chinese yuan, in terms of dollars. When you get confused, just think of it as a price. What happens to a price? Well, let me just say, let's use the example. What happens if you flood the world with bananas? Tons and tons of bananas. What happens to the price? It goes down. What happens if you flood the world with dollars? The price of dollars goes down. We call that, I'm not supposed to say this, we call that a devaluation. Now, technically, it's not a devaluation because we don't control the currency, except we are controlling the currency. What the Federal Reserve is doing is a devaluation. It's not doing it for the purpose of hurting all of our trade partners or anything like that. Nonetheless, that's what it's doing, which is why we get so much criticism about our policy. We scream a lot about the Chinese. We used to scream about the Japanese. There are other smaller countries we scream about, and everybody screams back at us because this is just a price. And if you flood the world with dollars, the price of the dollar goes down, which means the price of everyone else's currency goes up. And sometimes they're happy about that, but a lot of times they're unhappy. So the principle here to remember is just think of exchange rates as a price. That's all it is. Price of one currency in terms of another. It's the same thing as the price of bananas.